Hello to our freaky family. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Kandi.
And this is Sips of Crime. Welcome back, everybody, to Sips of Crime, your favorite true crime podcast.
Hey, everyone.
Kandi, what are you up to today? What are you doing? You got plans? Well, we have plans.
We do. We have plans.
Yeah.
Other than that, just going home, ran to the grocery store, our normal run, and I actually did not spend $200 for the week.
Wow.
Right?
That's insane. I don't know how anybody gets out.
I was
from
excited.
Under $200
I was super
for a whole
excited.
week of food.
Super
That's
excited.
crazy.
I know, you go every night though, don't you?
I do. I can't ever figure out what I
Can't.
actually want for dinner, and if I do stock up on food, for the whole week, I end up not wanting whatever I set out for Tuesday's meal, and then I end up going to the store because I want something different. Or I'll find like a funny recipe on TikTok or like Instagram or Pinterest or something, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to make that tonight, and then I just go to the store. So no, I go to the grocery store.
I do not have time for
At
that.
least, I want to say 4 out of the 5 days. Yeah, I'm probably going to the grocery store. I just like to. It's also peaceful and quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just go and get my food,
Do you go during the day for like your lunch break?
It's normally
or
the first thing I do after work. Yeah,
every time
like,
I
get
go
off
after work, my grocery store is slammed.
I get off of work a little earlier than you do.
You do.
My job's a little bit more flexible than yours.
My new position is actually very flexible. Like,
Yeah.
it's not bad at all. But
Unless it's the end of the month. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because then you're stuck there until like 6.
I actually was able to sign off at like 5:30.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we have a very special episode for you guys today. This is our Mother's Day episode, and so we actually have a special guest for our podcast, and it is the one and the only my mother, Joann. How are you doing, Mom?
I'm doing awesomely, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited. Hello, fans. Thank you all for the support that you've given my girls here. They're having a blast doing this, and I was so happy to be invited. I can't wait to see how this unfolds.
Well, we're super excited as well. We do have kind of a scattered episode for you today. This one's going to be a little bit more loosey-goosey than our normal structured podcast episodes, but we're super excited. We've talked about my mom a handful of times on the podcast, so you guys might have heard us discussing some of her many talents, but one of the things that she has recently started doing is she has taken her hobby of baking and decided that she's going to be starting her own little bakery business. And so, along with our wine of choice today that we're going to be testing out, she has actually made us a beautiful cake out of what I believe she said was just kind of leftover ingredients that she's had. She's very handy in the kitchen. She loves a challenge. One of the things that I love so much is to throw like crazy flavors at her and say, make this into a cupcake. And she takes it on. She's like, challenge accepted, and she delivers every single time.
Yes, she does.
It's so much fun. So tell us about the dessert that you made for us today.
Well, with the podcast centering around sips, quote unquote, of crime, and the wine that the ladies sample and advertise and tell you about, being wine, Italian, baking, I chose an Italian dessert that I wanted to try out. Actually, one of the leftover ingredients I had was ricotta cheese. And so I have made a chocolate chip ricotta cheesecake.
Oh.
And it's just fabulous. It looks to be kind of like a mix between a muffin and a cake.
Would you say that it's kind of pound cake?
It is kind of
Consistency?
pound cake. No icing. Powdered sugar sprinkled on the top, but I thought, being Italian, it would be something to try with the wine today.
Well, we're super excited. It looks delicious.
It does.
We are going to try it with our wine. We'll go ahead and let Kandi tell you guys about what we're drinking today.
We have Cloud Break Black Cloud Red Blend. Awash in darkness, Black Cloud conjures up the intensely rich and concentrated flavors born of our fog-shrouded vines. Inky in the glass and satiny on the palate, Black Cloud Red Blend stands up to the bold flavored foods and provides a silver lining to stormy nights.
What a description. These things always
I know,
throw me for a loop.
I know.
With the inky in the glass
inky in the glass, and satiny on the palate.
And I'm sorry, what kind of vines did they say
I
they
was
had? They
just
had
going to say the fog on the vines.
Fog-shrouded vines.
Love that.
Fog-shrouded vines. That sounds eerie.
And then it stands up to boldy flavored foods and provides a silver lining in stormy nights.
There we go.
It's kind of a stormy afternoon here,
It
not
is.
really a night.
How
I've been to
coincidental.
Italy.
Oh, yes,
And
you have.
I've seen fog on the vines, and that was another reason that I wanted to bake Italian for this episode.
Okay. So we've done a couple of food pairings on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, personally, wine complements. We chose this red blend to go with the chocolate notes in the cake that Mom baked. So I think that we should taste the cake first and then wine after.
Okay.
Are we agree?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I think I'm
right
going to
here.
steal the piece with the most chocolate chips.
I know, I'm
for
cutting it to make
myself.
sure I get the powdered sugar,
I
the
wanted a
chocolate
little bit of
chip.
everything.
Yep. Oh my gosh. That like melts in your mouth.
Italian desserts tend to be a little less sweet because many of them are baked with ricotta, mascarpone, and those are cheeses.
Yes, they are.
They tend to be a little less like a cannoli, not your sweet
Right.
ice cream, but yet just enough sweetness, I think, as well to go with the wine too, because you don't want, like I'm sure my daughter has told you, I am the sweet wine.
She is a chocoholic.
Yes. So I tend to lean toward dessert wines as well as desserts, but we're going to see how this drier red pairs with the...
It's definitely, I do get what you're saying about the muffiny consistency. It's a thicker cake. It's not as light
Maybe
and
a
airy
little
as
dense.
pound cake. It is a little dense, but it is perfect that way though. Oh wow, that's great.
It's very light.
Yeah, it's not heavy. Oh, cheers everybody.
It's not bad.
That's a great pairing.
I'm going to have to agree. Not
That's
bad.
a really good pairing.
Not bad.
So, Mama, one of the things that we do is we rate our wines 1 to 5 stars, but we have to agree. That's the hard part. So we normally will have a little discussion. So I think we should take another bite of cake and another sip of wine just to make sure that we're all, on the same
Agreed.
page and.
I'm all over that one. I'm way ahead of you, girls.
Let me get this chocolate chip.
The chocolate chip followed by the wine is the pairing of this.
Exactly. And
group,
it's
I
just
think.
chocolatey enough. Like, it's not a chocolate cake. And all of these pictures will be on the Instagram and Facebook, of course.
It was so good with a cake.
Yeah, it was a perfect pairing.
Yeah. Well, I'm just so glad that you girls like the cake.
Yes, it's delicious.
I don't feel like there's ever a cake or cupcake that you have made that I do not like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that would be very hard.
I'm thinking, this is a solid red blend. It doesn't stand out to me in...
It's not super dry either.
It's not super dry. It's not super sweet. It's really a fantastic semi-sweet, or semi-dry, whichever way you want to look at that. Wine, it's I'm not getting a ton of notes specific to one fruit or a flavor. It's just a really well-rounded red blend. I would give it a solid 4.
I agree. I was going to do 3.5, 4, but I could definitely do 4.
Kandi loves her half stars.
I do.
She's very specific. What are you thinking?
I kind of feel that because I am a sweet wine lover,
So was Kandi at one point.
I like the half because it is a good wine and it does pair well with this cake and its chocolate chips. I'm going to agree with you.
Are we going with a 4?
I think we're going to go with a 4.
Yes, I think definitely a 4.
And I can't say that the cake isn't helping that.
Oh yeah, no, those chocolate chips
Do
in
we
this
rate
cake.
the cake at all, girls?
Oh, the
Or
cake
do we
is an 11 out of 10.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yes. If any of you guys are local to our area, we have it specifically said where we are located, but I think that we've given you guys enough hints as to kind of what local means to us. And we're actually talking about figuring out some ways that we can ship out. So if anybody is interested, you can find my mom on Instagram and Facebook at You Bake Me Crazy.
I'm going to steal part of yours.
So definitely go and check her out. Give her a follow. And if any of you guys have a really awesome flavor challenge for her, send them our way because...
even if you have a favorite cake, like a white wine cake.
She will take it to the next level.
Delicious.
Yes,
I made the white wine cake for Kandi's wedding.
I was just getting ready to say.
I froze it, and we unfroze it a year later, and it literally tasted exactly like that day.
That's awesome.
It was just
That's
as
what
good.
I like to hear.
It was so good.
Yeah, so she's, like I said, she's really into bold flavors. She's really into,
unique flavors that you're not going to find in your big chain bakeries.
Exactly. Unique flavors, unique combinations of flavors. So if any of you guys have a cupcake challenge, you go check her out and send it her way, and I promise she will not disappoint. So, we do have a little bit of a lighter-hearted episode. Since it's Mother's Day and we're celebrating, moms and stuff, we all just kind of wanted to kind of hang out and laugh and chill together. So that's kind of what we're doing. You guys get to come along for that ride. So with that being said, what we've done is actually compiled a nice long list. And I get to know what they are because I compiled the list of the weirdest and most bizarre crimes from 2019. So this should be a lot of fun. I have found these on some headline sites, and I found a couple of these on some different websites. So I've just, like I said, compiled the list. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this episode and you guys can laugh along with us. You guys should listen with your mom.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
And y'all can laugh together.
And you guys can laugh together. It's going to be great. So we'll go ahead and get right into that. So grab a glass.
Grab a friend.
Grab your mom.
And let's dive in. All right, so our first headline reads, Man in reindeer slippers attempts to steal woman's wheelchair.
See, it's already a sad one.
It says a man in Arizona wearing reindeer slippers managed to dash away from this scene, but law enforcement caught up to him anyway. Austin Sherbert, 26, was arrested in December after being seen on a surveillance video trying to take a woman's wheelchair out from underneath her while on board a train in Phoenix. Authorities credited hero passengers on the light rail for coming to the woman's rescue, and Sherbert was nabbed after thousands shared his picture online.
He should have had some
Reindeer
Jesus
slippers.
crackers.
He needed some Jesus crackers.
Especially when it was Christmas.
I know, it's awful. It says, despite his reindeer slippers, this criminal was not spreading holiday cheer. The Phoenix Police Department said, while also noting that Sherbert was still wearing the reindeer slippers while he was arrested.
Oh my goodness. So you could at least change the shoes.
Right? Come on. I mean, that's a dead giveaway.
Not only is it a dead giveaway, but it's also going to slow you down.
Yeah, you can't run away very quickly
unless
in
you
your
got
reindeer
grippies.
slippers.
Have you seen those slippers that they almost look like sandals? I mean, they're slippers, but they're like a sandal and they have a strap on the back. Maybe he wore those.
The new Uggs have that style with the strap on the back.
I'm not trying to, no. If I want slippers, I want something comfortable that are literally slip on, not like a shoe.
I wear my slippers every single day. Like the first thing I do when
too.
I come home is get my
and
shoes off.
for the Mother's Day episode, that's what I would like as a gift this year. Thank you.
You all heard it first. If she doesn't get some new slippers for Mother's Day, you'll know where to come
I need to find a good pair of slippers.
Yeah, the crisscross ones from the viral TikTok crisscross fluffy white ones. That's the ones that I have from Amazon. They're amazing.
I'm gonna have to look them up.
They're not expensive.
Now, see,
they come in all sorts of colors.
I don't need the kind of slippers that I can wear to the grocery store or even the mailbox.
No, these are
they are meant for home.
Yes,
and home only.
Comfortable, home only.
And mine are
comfortable,
disgusting.
fluffy, warm if the hardwoods are cold.
Yes, yeah, that's the perfect pair of slippers. Yeah. Everybody get your mother some slippers for Mother's Day. I mean,
yourself.
They will appreciate it, I guarantee you.
Absolutely. Our next headline reads, Bank robber hands teller a note with his name and address on it.
Genius.
It says some bank robbers wear wigs, others put on masks. This one, investigators say, apparently made little effort to conceal his identity. Michael Harrell, who was 54, was arrested in August after ordering a teller to hand over cash from a U.S. bank located in Cleveland, using a note that had his full name and address on it, the FBI says. It reportedly was written on the back of a document from the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles.
Oh, my Lord.
We've got some real winners here, y'all. This is Michael.
Well, he needed a pad and paper and found the next best thing in the junk.
I mean, you could have ripped an envelope in half and wrote it on the back of an envelope.
I keep sticky notes in my car with a pen.
Because you're going to go rob a bank?
Well, I do use them at the bank. I won't. I do use them at the bank, though, because when I go through the drive-thru, I'm not one to pull up to the window where the teller can see me. I'm always the one that goes and sends the tube.
Yeah.
So I will get all of my stuff together, and then I'll write my account numbers and what I want on my sticky note, and then send it.
Oh,
and
nice.
you know there's passwords now, so you don't want to blurt those out.
Exactly.
Over two lanes of traffic in the drive-thru.
Some banks will ask for like a password or something like
thing.
I had one guy, as you guys know, Kandi and I both come from a banking industry history, and I had one guy tell me that he wanted his password to be a card out of his wallet. It wasn't a verbal word, but like his password was like, the teller needs to ask me for this card because I'm the only one who's ever going to have it. It wasn't his debit card. It was like a punch card for something, but he was like, I carry this with me everywhere I go, he said, and I'm the only one who's going to have it. So if somebody comes in here and can't produce this card, it's not me. And I'm like, well, aren't you a smart cookie?
Well, and if you think about it, that's very interesting because how often do I text you for passwords that I have forgotten?
Far too often. Yeah.
Or what if...
I keep a running list of
since we
passwords.
are on a crime podcast, what if... I know you've seen, like, the shows or heard the stories of where, like, the robber or the person committing the crime will take someone to the bank and want them to get out whatever type of money or whatever. That would be a good thing to be like, I don't have this card, I can't get it out.
Right. It says the teller referred to Harrell by his name and gave him an unknown amount of money before calling 911, according to investigators. He was taken into custody a few days later. Unsurprisingly, an FBI agent at the time said, when you present a note that has your name already on it and address, it helps law enforcement tremendously.
And you know what just rang a bell with me? Why did the FBI even have to get involved? The local sheriff could have figured that one out.
Been able to find
Touche.
Man caught driving stolen SUV on his way to bail out brother who also arrested for stealing SUV.
Not the same.
Is it the same
right?
SUV?
It's a different SUV.
I was about to say, come on now. Now, we talked about this yesterday when Holly was talking about stealing some money from a party. And she said that she would run and we could just take the money. I said, so at this point, you're going to steal the money. We're going to use it to get you out of jail.
And we're no better off than we were when we
No, we just got a story.
We have a great story.
And you're about to have a record.
and now a record, yeah.
I won't.
It says police working this case must have felt some serious deja vu. Says a man in Kansas was arrested in November for driving a stolen SUV to bail out his brother, who had been jailed only hours earlier for stealing a separate SUV. The first sibling caught was 36-year-old Eric Dean McCracken. That is McCracken, right? That's McCracken.
Oh, yeah, that's McCracken.
McCracken.
How else are you going to... No.
I just wasn't sure. Maybe it was French. The first sibling caught was 36-year-old Eric Dean McCracken. He was arrested for driving a Chevrolet Trailblazer with a suspended license, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office said. Police then revealed they learned the SUV had been reported stolen. This is the McCracken brothers. They were reunited in the Jackson County jail. Hours later, his younger brother, who was 32-year-old Keith Ray McCracken, was arrested after leading deputies on a short chase in a stolen Silverado that authorities were tracking through its GPS once it was stolen. It says, quote, it is believed the younger McCracken was... I'm sorry, I can't get over this name. It is believed that the younger McCracken was en route to the Jackson County jail to post bail for his older brother who had stolen an SUV.
He
since
needed
they were
a ride.
He needed a ride.
I mean, come on.
I gotta go to break, right?
You could have asked to borrow somebody's car. They probably weren't because you would have stole it. But you could have at least tried.
He was just trying to help his brother. Now, let's give
Well,
him
now
a
y'all
break.
get to be together.
Now y'all are together.
Congratulations. And these were just in 2019.
Yes. Yeah, they are. Okay. This one comes along with a video.
Oh, this is great.
We'll post the video as well on our Instagram.
Not as great as this cake, though. I know when you texted me and told me she was making a cake, I told Jordan, I was like, I get to have Joann's cake. He's like, I want to be on the podcast. And I was like, well, what do you want to talk about? We're not going to talk about tractors and skid steers.
And grassy.
Right?
Although he does do a fabulous job.
He does, but Lord have mercy.
All right, our next headline reads, woman hops into zoo enclosure and dances in front of an a confused lion.
I would have been confused too. What possesses someone to jump in an exhibit?
Says a New York woman went viral in September after being caught on video dancing in front of a big cat at the Bronx Zoo.
I like how they call it a big cat.
See, not only could he not attack her, he was totally confused at why she would do such a thing, and he was totally stunned.
It's probably like, is this my food?
Right?
I don't see a steak in your hand.
I mean, honestly, she's lucky he didn't attack her. But
I know.
what possesses you to do? I would not.
Hey, I heard of a story not too long ago. It was amazing. I believe it was a gorilla or an orangutan exhibit. A young child who was being held on the ledge to get a better look.
Yes.
Either was dropped, jumped. I do not know the details, so I'm not going to judge. But the orangutan literally scooped the child up and simply held it.
That's so
Until
sweet.
the zookeeper could come and retrieve the child. Did not harm him, did not hurt him in any way. It was amazing.
Oh.
Well, it says footage taken after 32-year-old Maya Autry breached the African lion's enclosure shows her standing just a few feet away from the ferocious feline, who simply stares back, apparently baffled by the woman's presence. Per the New York Post, the woman later posted videos and photos of the close encounter on Instagram, even going as far as to taunt the NYPD, who sought her on 2 counts of criminal trespassing after she broke into the lion's den and a giraffe enclosure.
I was just going to say, that is against the law.
She did
It's
it
not
again?
just stupid.
She did it again.
It's against the law.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you are breaking the law. So apparently she did it twice that day, once in the giraffe enclosure.
So I
and
wonder
in the
which one
lion's
she
den.
went in first. Because, you know, giraffes will, like, knock you out with their necks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those
Like-
things are massive animals, and they are not, like, sweet petting zoo animals.
No.
Like, yeah.
No.
Oh, my gosh. Crazy.
And they're quick.
They are.
You're
They're
not
fast.
you're not going to run away from it.
Heck no, you're not. They take, like, 1 step
Yeah.
compared to your 20.
Yeah.
Those things are huge.
Yeah.
Well, she was arrested in November after they tracked her down. Our next headline reads, man allegedly steals from store, then comes back to ask for a job application.
He liked what he saw when he went in. Hey, if I would steal from here, I would work here.
I would work
I'm going to
here.
work here so I can steal some more.
It
You
says
need some-
there are plenty of ways to try to make your job resume stand out from the pile, but this isn't one of them.
No.
A man who applied for a position at a sporting goods store in Wyoming in April allegedly stole from the business twice on the same day. The unidentified 36-year-old man first bought some items with a rewards card, but did not pay for the pair of sunglasses and the ammunition while he was there. He then returned about 3 hours later, this time to ask for a job application. The man allegedly left the store after the encounter with 2 more pairs of sunglasses.
So ammunition and what?
Sunglasses.
Interesting combination there.
The suspect, whose job application status wasn't clear, was cited for the alleged thefts, and they did recover the items.
Did he fill it out and turn it in?
Something tells me he didn't get the job.
Well, no, I'm just wondering, because if you're going to steal, and then you ask for an application, and then you legit fill it out and turn it in, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Just like the genius that robbed the bank.
with the motor vehicles
With the
document.
motor vehicles document, yeah.
Even in the same day. I mean, you could at least went the next day.
Right, like or like wore the sunglasses as like a disguise or something to Woman driving a toy truck leads police on a low-speed pursuit.
You mean the kind that
Like Jacob's
our
gator.
children would, the electric little things that our children would...
You couldn't run up and stop her because I have
little
to.
Barbie cars.
Barbie cars? Barbie convertible
Did you
cars?
have one of those? A Jeep or something?
I think I did.
I think we had one, or you know what? I think my cousin had one in Tennessee.
You did not have one.
Yeah, and we
Your
used
daughter
to bum around in that.
I'm just.
Yeah, Dakota had a Jeep whenever
I had
she
to follow Jacob in his gator all the way down to our creek.
Right.
You know how far that is?
Yes, I do.
I was walking behind him and could easily grab it. So I'm really confused on why they had you chase her.
Yes.
And he has a high and a low gear.
Yeah.
So did they have like a?
In high gear, I'm getting away from Mom. Like
He does. He'll put it in low, and then right when he gets around, like out from the cars, he jerks it up in high and jumps the ditch and all sorts of stuff.
it says, the quickest way to launch a pro wrestling career is to grab a child's motorized toy truck and get pulled over by the police. South Carolina police in June charged a woman in Wallaha with public intoxication after she allegedly was found cruising down the road in a silver Power Wheels truck not far from her home.
I wonder if they put like a lawnmower battery or something in it, and maybe that made it go a little
The
faster.
intoxication part makes me understand that little
So
story.
it explains a lot.
It still doesn't help me understand why the cops couldn't catch her. I mean, was she Flintstoning it while she was pushing the gas? Like
She was swerving.
Keep it in between the lines.
maybe if I put my feet down, I can go a little faster.
Says police said 25-year-old Megan Holman avoided a DUI charge because her mode of transportation was a toy, not a vehicle. When investigators asked Holman to explain the situation, she said she was riding the toy truck as part of a scavenger hunt and that she, quote, wanted to be a professional wrestler like her father, and this was how she had to do it. So there you go.
Was she drunk when she said that?
I'm not following
I hope so.
that story, but okay.
The article didn't go any further into it.
So it was a scavenger hunt, and then she had
The
to
launch of her pro wrestling career.
right, and she had to drive this Barbie Jeep on the scavenger hunt so she could be a wrestler.
See, that sounds to me like some sort of challenge that
Yeah.
she would have. Initiation type.
Can you run from the cops?
Yeah.
And then if you can and you can get away,
Yeah.
you can become a
you
professional
go.
wrestler.
There you go. Good Lord. This is a bad mom joke right here. Women swipes stroller from store but leaves one of their children behind. If you're going to make a run for it, don't leave anyone behind. 3 women apparently didn't get that concept in August when they were caught on camera allegedly stealing a baby stroller from a from a New Jersey store, only to be busted after one of them forgot their child inside of the shop.
You know, there's a sign going into Walmart, I believe it is, these days, that tells you you need to think about whether or not you've left your child in the vehicle.
That's
That's
sad.
the need for that, sad.
One of the things that baffles me is the idea of being told to leave one of your shoes in the back seat, so that when you get out, you realize you don't have a shoe, and then you go and retrieve your shoe and find your child back there.
There are times that I know Jacob did not come with me,
Right.
and I go to his door and open it
And
to
check.
get him out,
Absolutely.
and he's not there, and I'm
It's
like,
automatic response.
because he's home with his dad. Not that I left him home alone or anything, but let me go ahead and reference that. But like, I'll look back and he's not there, and I'm like, oh yeah, he didn't come with me, like duh. But I always have my child, so
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah, I
automatic.
I will never. Listen. I live a very chaotic lifestyle. All of you guys can vouch for me. I have 3 operating models at all one point. This podcast, my wedding business, my real job, photography. You know, it is. It is organized chaos, is what it truly is. And even in the midst of all of that, I have never once had to think about whether my kid was in the backseat or not. I just can't grasp that concept. And I don't even mean to be judgy or judgmental to anybody. I mean, I understand. If anybody knows that life gets hectic, it's me.
Oh, I'm a very forgetful person, but I know my child's in the back.
I can't, I think that I would check on my child before I checked for my shoe, is my point, I guess. Like, I don't understand the concept. But, yeah, it says, It says that 2 of the women had distracted an employee at the Middletown store while the third woman went to grab a stroller. The woman left the store, but one of them left some precious cargo, her own child. Investigators later arrested them, and the stolen stroller. Gosh, try to say that 3 times fast. The stolen stroller was returned.
You know what that tells me? They are not multitaskers. You can't steal a stroller and remember
Why didn't you put your child in the stroller? I mean, if you're gonna do it, at least put your kid in it and pretend that you brought him in it.
Away with it at that point. Nobody's gonna stop you with a kid in the stroller. Like, good lord.
At least you wouldn't have forgot your child.
Oh gosh. A couple discovered a burglar in their house after the burglar laughed at the husband's jokes. It says, an Oak Hill community couple discovered that there was a thief in their home after a man told his wife a joke and heard laughter from upstairs.
I would have freaked out.
It says, now I just wonder what the joke was and if it was really that funny to make a burglar laugh.
Right. It doesn't tell you what the joke was?
No, it doesn't.
It should.
I know. It says, a man high on bath salts breaks into a home and puts up their Christmas decorations.
Thank you, but no.
But he was doing them a favor.
Cops in Daytona say that Terry Trent, 44, was high on the designer drug when he broke into a family's home, put up some Christmas decorations, and then plopped down on the couch to watch television.
Okay.
He just wanted their house to look nice for the holidays. I mean...
Yeah, is it really that bad?
The motive. The motive was
true. As long as the motive is
true.
Yeah. A man reports that
I wouldn't mind people decorating my house for Christmas for me, you know?
I was just getting ready to say, yeah, if they're giving them out.
It's a job.
It's tough.
It is.
It takes a long time.
Maybe I could have them come back to take them down. And actually pay him.
And there you go. Now you've started a business. I mean, good Lord, I'm telling you. Man reports thieves stole his cannabis plants and then gets himself arrested.
You gotta report those things. You just got to.
A man who reported the theft of his cannabis plants to the police has been jailed after admitting to the court he intended to keep smoking the drug.
He was wronged. He was wronged.
In his defense, the police said that you really you should report any crimes that occur. So continue to report them, even if
you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
A man's flatulence gives charge with battery.
What?
Yes. West Virginia man charged with battery after farting on a cop. As if getting a DUI wasn't enough, a man arrested for driving under the influence gets in a lot more trouble at the police station. Police stopped Jose Cruz on Route 60 in South Charleston Monday night for driving with his headlights off. Then he failed sobriety test and was arrested. When police were trying to get fingerprints, the police says that Cruz moved closer to the officer and passed gas on him. The investigating officer remarked to the criminal account that the odor was very strong.
Yeah, but you can't always help that right there.
I mean,
you can help
really
moving closer to somebody.
I mean, you can.
That is just a bodily
you really get
function.
Charged for...
Yeah.
They charged him with battery because it was intentional.
I wonder what he ate before he got arrested.
Apparently he farted and motioned towards the arresting officer. It was very intentional. I imagine how bad the smell must have been for the officer to feel like he was attacked.
Intentional flatulence is a crime.
2 different stories.
Yeah. The word intentional makes it a crime.
But if you accidentally do it, you won't be charged. Yeah. If you're scared and you fart, it's okay.
Yeah. See, I would apologize in that situation.
I'm scared.
I've never done this before. It's a little frightening and intimidating. Please excuse me.
And the burrito I had before.
Oh, God.
A man eats his own underwear hoping to beat a breathalyzer test. I guess he thought the material of the underwear would take away the odor of alcohol. I mean...
That's disgusting.
Again, how do you get to that conclusion?
How did you take your underwear off?
And more importantly, how do you eat your own underwear?
That should be the first crime.
I mean that, but how'd you get them off if you were already in trouble?
Yeah.
Like,
and did you
just rip them
apart, or
did you just shove the whole thing in there?
Get it in pieces. Like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, if they're super absorbent.
She's super absorbent.
Maybe it was a Speedo. Maybe it wasn't that big.
Gosh. A woman tries to trade an Olive Garden salad for drugs. She went up to an undercover cop and offered to give him an Olive Garden salad in exchange for some drugs. The Olive Garden
good.
salads are pretty delicious.
They
They're
are,
good.
with the big old
No, I have to
pepperoni on
say-
there.
Yeah, the pepperoncinis.
Oh, yeah.
And that dressing.
But
Yes.
but if there was no bread involved,
No.
that would throw up a red flag for
Yeah,
me.
agreed. Yeah.
I would have to be like, well, you should have brought me some breadsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to. Where's the breadsticks
Yeah.
first?
We can do salad and a breadstick.
Yes.
Right.
But you only brought salad, you're in trouble.
Yeah. And whether or not it had grated cheese on it.
And that's another factor, right?
Yeah.
there.
And a
I
big
mean,
fat banana pepper.
The Parmesan
Yep.
is a thing.
Yep.
As the undercover officer, though, the exchange has to happen before the arrest gets done. Because you can't arrest somebody if the exchange hasn't happened yet. So that man got a salad
and got to keep it.
and probably got to keep it. And I'm
So
curious.
it's a
as to-
win-win.
I'm thinking it's a win-win.
Yeah.
You get your drug bust and you
Yeah.
get an Olive Garden
Maybe
salad.
Right.
even an accommodation.
Exactly. I'm thinking. I like the way that this woman.
Yeah.
I like the way this woman and this police officer both
Yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm.
A man paused stolen jewelry at a store managed by the woman he robbed.
So, did she recognize him at first, or did she recognize the jewelry?
I don't know. It says if you ever doubted karma, just read this story. Karma was definitely like, "Don't worry, girl, I got you," with this woman and her thief. So he apparently stole some jewelry and then went to the pawn shop that she owned to try to get some money for it.
You really should do a background check before you.
You need to be aware of who you're robbing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really should put some. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're going to be a criminal, at least be
Yeah.
good. We say this all the time on our podcast. Like, if you're going to be a criminal, at least do it correctly. Like, put some
Right.
thought
Hey,
into it.
The policemen and the detectives that are interviewed on Snapped, as you have evidently told your fans, is one of my favorite shows that have led to this podcast.
Yes.
They will be the first ones to tell you that criminals are not very smart.
No, they're not, and they think they are. They think they're so. It just one of the things that kills me so much is like these high speed chases. Just for an example, where do you think you're going to go? Like once you're in it, once you're in the thick of it, right? You've been in this high speed chase for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and you've got 3 cops behind you.
Right.
They're not going to stop.
You're eventually going to run out of gas. That's why I don't understand how these people...
Or you're going to hit something. They usually hit something.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's like, and I just have to wonder, do you honestly think in your head that you're going to get away?
Probably, because
They do, obviously. Because then they run when the car hits the fire hydrant.
That's
Yeah.
true. They jump out of the
Yes.
car, and then now it's a
Yeah.
foot chase.
But, technically, the police have to be in whatever district they're in. I wonder if they don't think, like, hey, they don't communicate.
If they can
like,
get to the county
Right.
line or the state line.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
hear
they
that.
communicate, though. Like,
I
hey,
hear
we're
that.
coming so-and-so. They're coming in your area.
I was just getting ready to
Meet
say,
me
that's
here.
the first thing that the police do is contact the next county over and
Yeah.
say, hey, man, we're on 52 right now, getting you up, they're coming in to the
Yeah.
next county. I need you to be ready with your squad, and then they join the chase,
Right.
And it's like, now you've got 2 counties. Not to mention, if you do that, your charge is now larger because
Right.
now you can get charged in this county and the next county, and God forbid you go through a state line, because then you're going to get charged in this state and the next state. It's ridiculous.
And don't even think about running through a residential area. I saw something on the news the other night where somebody was coming out to check their mail, and there was a perpetrator who had jumped out of a car, whether it was stolen or not, I don't know, but crime committed, don't know, but he jumped out of the car. Police were in pursuit. The person checking his mail stuck out his foot, tripped the running perpetrator. Cops walked right up and arrested him. So don't even think about trying to get through a residential area.
No, because we will. Down here in the South, y'all, we stick together.
Yeah.
Okay?
Neighborhood watches.
Yes.
Yes.
The neighborhood
That's
watch was
hilarious.
strong on that story. I love it. I am here for that. We were talking to the Jennifer Pan. When she hired 24-year-old girl hired like 2 or 3 people, attempted to hire 2 or 3 people. I think she only ended up hiring 1 person though, to kill her parents.
Oh, yeah.
The hitman takes like, no down payment. And all of these hitmen are, like, being paid with the insurance money, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how stupid of a hitman are you going to be? If you're going to be a hitman, at least do it correctly. I expect payment up front. That's not coming out of your life insurance that you're supposed to get from the person I'm killing, because you're going to end up getting caught and going to jail. And then I don't get paid.
Right.
It's a bad business model. Just saying, you know, if you're going to do this, like, at least... Come on, because you're just giving us ammunition at this point.
You got to have guidelines.
Exactly. There has to be guidelines. But yeah, criminals are not always very smart, but they think they are. They think they are. Man. Well, those are all of the things that I had for us today. Did you guys enjoy those?
Yes,
very much.
So funny.
I thought it was a good little break in between. You know, sometimes you need a bit of a breather between all the crime.
Agreed.
You know, something.
And as long as nobody gets hurt.
Exactly.
You
we
have
can
to laugh
about it. Yes. So we hope you guys enjoyed those. But on a sweeter note, we are so grateful to have my mom here and doing this episode with us. We really appreciate you coming on. And we're super excited to celebrate the big day with you. And we hope that you guys have a awesome Mother's Day as well, to all the moms out there, to all the daughters and sons out there who are hanging out with your moms. So hopefully you guys all have a fantastic holiday with your friends and with your family, and that it's full of love and full of...
Call your mother.
Call your mother. And don't call her just on Mother's Day. Call her more often than you probably are. Let's just say that.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
I don't know if I could possibly talk to you more often, though. Like, one of the things about me and my mom, I mean, we literally we talk every single day. It's a pretty rare occasion where we go one day without shooting a text message.
But I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, absolutely not. And Candy's mom is the same way. You guys are super close. I mean, and you guys worked together for a really long time as well. Not in the same department, but...
Right, no, we did. We would do lunch and stuff together, or especially when I was working at home, she and I had first had my child... She came over and worked with me, and so we were together every day.
Yeah.
But we talk at least every other day.
Yeah, we'll have to have her on here sometime.
Yes.
Do an episode with Tammy. That would be fun. Well, like I said, we hope you guys enjoyed this fun episode. We hope you guys enjoy your holiday, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye! Bye! You can join our Freaky family, both on Instagram and Facebook, and find all of the featured photos from this episode at Sips of Crime.
Check out our website, www.sipsofcrime.com. There you can get to know a little about us and stay up to date with our monthly newsletter. We love connecting with our listeners and enjoy sharing your personal true crime, paranormal, or just downright funny stories. So submit those through the form provided on the website.
You can also help us grow our Freaky family by sharing the podcast with others. And of course, let's not forget rocking our merch.
Thanks for listening.
Stay alive.